Passengers expressing frustration with Via Rail after a routine train trip from Toronto to Ottawa turned into a lengthy ordeal that included an overnight stay on a dark track in eastern Ontario. Good afternoon. This is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan. Via Rail is promising a full investigation after passengers were 12 hours late arriving in Ottawa. Things backed up on the track after another train broke down near Brockville. CTV's Caitlin Wilson is following this story for us and joins us live with the latest. Caitlin.
Yes, around 300 passengers were impacted, many of them arriving here in Ottawa around noon today. And while they say onboard staff did everything they could, passengers tell us not knowing when or if they would ever get moving again was the hardest part. Nearly 2 hours into their trip from Toronto to Ottawa, their train came to a halt just outside of Brockville, stopping to help another train that had stalled because of a mechanical failure. To move those passengers along, Ottawa travelers were put on a different train, one that hooked onto the broken down train and pulled it into Brockville several hours later. But when they got there, engineers had trouble disconnecting the two trains, and with crews at the end of their shift, passengers say they had no choice but to wait for hours.
We all ended up banding together and supporting one another, but it was definitely a bit of a rocky situation.
People were having trouble sleeping. The chairs weren't very comfortable. The thing that was good was that the train wasn't full, so some people could lie across two seats, but still not ideal. There were no blankets, no pillows, no nothing. So even though it wasn't cold, it wasn't particularly the most comforting environment to be in.
Via Rail has offered an apology, saying it's not the level of service our passengers accept from us and certainly not the level of service we want to offer. Adding passengers are being offered a full refund along with a travel credit towards a future trip. Via Rail is now investigating what went wrong and how to prevent situations like this from happening in the future. Stefan?
What a train trip. CTV's Caitlin Wilson reporting for us. Thank you, Caitlin. Ottawa Transit riders will be paying more to board the bus and the O train in the new year, but the city will also be offering some enhancements in a bid to entice people to use public transit. CTV's Natalie Van Roy joins us live with details on that. Natalie.
Stefan, OC Transpo reduced off-peak train service on Line 1 in the summer of 2024 as it dealt with a multi-million-dollar deficit. And now there's changes coming for next spring as service will be increased. Council approving a motion as part of the 2026 OC Transpo budget. Starting in April, O Train Line 1 will run every 6 minutes on weekdays between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. and every 7.5 minutes between 6 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. on weekday evenings. Now, Thomas Dalton takes Line 1 of the LRT often.
That would be much better. Every 6 minutes instead of every 10. Like today it was 13 minutes. I don't know why, but something must have been wrong.
The price also going up for a 2.5% hike in transit fares. Adult monthly transit passes will increase $350 to $138.50 a month. Senior monthly transit passes will increase $150 to $59.75 a month. And also new, riders under the age of 18 will ride for free on weekends and holidays, and that's starting next year on Canada Day. Now, another change that we will see starting next year as well, an extended transfer window. They will be extending it to 105 minutes after there were concerns raised at City Council about transit issues like construction and traffic. And the original time was 90 minutes, so it will be going up to 105 minutes for the transfers. Stefan.
All right, thank you for this, Natalie. The cleanup is underway after a winter storm hit Ottawa with snow and high winds. Environment Canada says 12 centimeters of snow was reported at the Ottawa airport following the storm. School buses are running in Ottawa today, but officials reported delays this morning due to the snowy road conditions. The Canada Revenue Agency says it has made substantial improvement when it comes to answering tax questions from Canadians. The CRA says it is now able to answer 70% of the calls it receives thanks to its 100-day service improvement plan. That plan focused on 4 main priorities: improving call response, expanding digital self-serve tools, fixing root problems, and modernizing services. With Canada pledging billions more in defense funding, there is a push by local stakeholders to make the National Capital Region a hub for Defense Innovation Hub. Area X.O is a prime example, a high-tech test site where companies converge to build tomorrow's technology today. Whether it's drones, autonomous vehicles, or surveillance equipment, many world-leading developments happen right here. Across the city, there are more than 300 companies working on military-grade developments, many of which are designed to save lives.
It does make sense for us to be here in Ottawa, just to be that close to these decision makers that really drive the innovation process for defense.
Plus all the diplomatic institutions, our post-secondaries, the talent, you put all of that together and we're able to pool all of those strengths and put them to work in a really impactful way.
And as the region pushes to become Canada's defense hub, Ottawa is also looking to become the location of a new global defense bank, which would serve allied countries and could provide a big boost to the city's economy.
Why don't we just sell it off and use those profits, give it to food banks on behalf of all Ontarians? I think that's something all Ontarians would like.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, what should Ontario do with American liquor sitting in the warehouse? And our Jackie Perez is at the food bank tonight. Jackie.
Yeah, thanks so much, Stefan. The crew getting here underway, sorting out all the donated food here. We will get to those details in just a bit. But while we didn't see much in terms of significant snowfall for today, the roads still really snowy road conditions for most parts of the city. As we look ahead for tomorrow, we may see an appearance from the sun, but we will have mainly cloudy skies to wrap up our work weeks. Flurries could be seen for Saturday, but right now, overnight conditions getting into tomorrow, minus 14 with a wind chill feeling more like minus 23. And then tomorrow will be warmer without that crazy wind we saw today, minus 5 the daytime high. But right now, across the region, here in Ottawa, it's minus 10, about 5 degrees colder than this time yesterday, sitting around minus 8, minus 9 for most of eastern Ontario. We'll have these details and much more look, or a closer look, at your long-term forecast in just a bit. Stefan.
Thank you, Jackie. Here's what you need to know. The Ottawa Black Bears host Saskatchewan tomorrow night at Canadian Tire Centre. It's the teddy bear toss game, with fans asked to bring a toy to support the Salvation Army's Toy Mountain campaign. A live check on traffic right now. We're seeing some slowdowns in the eastbound lanes at Woodruff. We're hearing that traffic is looking heavy across the city right now. Queensway eastbound moving slow from Parkdale to Innis. Westbound heavy congestion from Nicholas to Woodruff. Most of the main roads are moving well, just seeing higher volume on Hunt Club between Prince of Wales and Riverside, and Island Park Drive between Richmond Road to the Parkway. There is one collision to report in the eastbound lanes on the 417 at the Innis off-ramp. Terry Fox northbound reduced to one lane at Hazeldean as well. Be on the lookout for that. You're watching CTV News at 5.
You're watching CTV News at 5 with Stefan Keys.
Escape to Stone Manor Studios, just down the road in Newborough, where you can explore your creativity and get away.
We nurture your creative spark here. At Stone Manor Studios, we offer art classes, retreats, and workshops to help you create, connect, and reset. We welcome you to come on down and visit us.
It's a beautiful place, and you can discover art in new ways. Live better in Westport. Visit watercolorwestport.com. I love it in here. It's very cute.
The Bell Media building is lit up bigger and brighter this year thanks to our friends at Christmas Decor from Nutrilon. Welcome back to CTV News at 5. The Ontario government is mulling over what to do with the blacklisted American booze sitting in a warehouse. The opposition Liberals are calling on the government to sell the remaining booze at the LCBO and donate the proceeds to Ontario's food banks. Today's CFRA question of the day asks, should the Ontario government sell off the American alcohol?
No, the LCBO shouldn't be selling this stuff retail. There are two main reasons for this. Number one, it displaces sales of domestic producers. So they would be losing out to this American liquor. The second one, it sends a rather questionable image towards the public, who've been very steadfast in avoiding American purchases.
Christy Cameron is here with more. And Christy, it's a very interesting conversation, right? We yanked it for patriotic reasons. We're in a fight with the U.S. over the trade war. And now it's like, oh, well, we bought it, it's sitting there. Do we sell it and do something positive with it?
Yeah, it's just languishing, and we've already paid for it. I am all about not wasting it. Like, I hate food waste. I understand, you know, Kentucky bourbon or a California red wine is not the same as throwing out spinach in your fridge, but I just hate waste. It's there. We've paid for it. Charities could sure use the help. So why not do what Nova Scotia is already doing, what other Canadian provinces are mulling over? Just sell it, you know, don't take the profit into Ontario's coffers. Give it to food banks. Give it to charities. It's win-win.
Right. It is bought and paid for. And from a business standpoint, you kind of think about, well, does the LCBO need it? But it sounds like the LCBO is doing just fine.
Yeah, I do understand Graham's point there that there are Canadian alternatives. Like, for example, you know, if you're going for bourbon, you might be picking up a Canadian whiskey instead, and that the optics maybe don't look so great. But I think given the amount of time that we have yanked the American liquor from shelves, that we've already sent a very strong message. We've made our point. Now let's just unload this stuff that we've got and stick with Canadian products. That's
right.
it. It's simple.
Because we're not buying any more. They already have our money for what's sitting in the storage.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. To me, I just think, like, let's do it, pick it up, move on. Next debate.
All right. Later, Christy.
Yeah, that's it.
You can join the conversation and leave a comment through the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen live to Christy Cameron on News Talk 580 CFRA weekdays from 2 to 6. Well, we are just over 12 hours away from the Your Morning Ottawa food drive. Donations will help support the Ottawa Food Bank this Christmas and into the new year. CTV's Jackie Perez is at the food bank for us tonight. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. Yeah, this is the 18th year for the CTV Your Morning Ottawa food drive for tomorrow. But the work with the Ottawa Food Bank has been getting underway for weeks. The crew working away here. But I want to join Trisha Johnson, who is joining me now here. Just talk about how we are looking forward to tomorrow, bright and early.
Bright and early, 6 to 9 a.m. This is really just a fantastic tradition that we are so glad that CTV is a part of, because it really helps shine a spotlight on the need across the city.
Let's talk about that need in terms of food donations. And we have a couple of items here. This is what we need the greatest need for right now this season. Just start this way.
Sure. So we are starting here with our baby items. These are items that are very, very expensive for a lot of families. And so what we'll often see is that they'll often go without in order to afford the essentials for their kids. So again, we've got baby food, diapers, as well as baby formula. Here we also have in the kids' items is nut butters, which are really, really important for after-school snacks for kids and also for lunches. And then here we've got items that are really focused on things that can be used to create healthful and hearty meals for people, especially when the weather gets so cold. So you've got
like today.
Yes. Pastas, pasta sauce, some canned veg. All these can be combined in different combinations and can create more than one meal for a family.
And we talk about the food donations, but also what's in need are cash donations. And, you know, the cash donations also go a long way beyond these non-perishable food items.
Yes. So one of the things that we really focus on is fresh and healthy foods. So think of fresh vegetables, fruits, eggs, dairy, things that you can't donate in the grocery cage. So that allows us to buy what's needed when it's needed. And these are really items that so many families struggle to afford, and they really need the nutrients that are part of those foods.
Well, thank you. And again, over the past 18 years and over these years, $2 million raised through the CTV Your Morning Ottawa food drive. Remind everyone again, tomorrow, 6 to 9 a.m. We would love to see you come down to 87 George Street. Trisha, you're going to be there as well?
Yes, I will be. We'll be accepting food donations, cash donations, but if you want to stay at home cozy, you can donate online at ottawafoodbank.ca.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So again, lots of items here. We are hanging around for the 6 o'clock hour, Stefan, and hearing more stories and sharing the wonderful work that the Ottawa Food Bank has been doing, not just all year, but even during this holiday season.
Certainly, we know the need is great. Thank you for this, Jackie.
Sanderson has a look and fires. Tip puck Markstrom save Lucid for the score.
Coming up on CTV News at 5, the Senators kick off a 3-game road trip in Columbus. Here's another live check on traffic. At the moment, we're seeing severe backups eastbound around Riverside, and we know that the slowdowns kind of start around Nicholas in the eastbound lanes. Westbound, we're seeing some slowdowns starting around O'Connor, heading all the way out to about Woodruff. You can see that the cars in the right-hand lane are moving a little faster than the fast lane this hour. You're watching CTV News at 5. We'll be right back.
Escape to Stone Manor Studios, just down the road in Newborough, where you can explore your creativity and get away.
We nurture your creative spark here. At Stone Manor Studios, we offer art classes, retreats, and workshops to help you create, connect, and reset. We welcome you to come on down and visit us.
It's a beautiful place, and you can discover art in new ways. Live better in Westport. Visit watercolorwestport.com. I love it in here. It's very cute.
A beautiful view of the Byron Market there, and it's time now for another check on the weather forecast. Let's go back live to Jackie, who's at the Ottawa Food Bank for us. Jackie.
Well, Stefan, I don't know if you spent some time outside today, but it was cold, windy, and with gusts up to 40 kilometers per hour at times. It has created some blowing snow, creating reduced visibility on the roads. It should ease up by the time we get into those overnight conditions, but for the most part, keep an eye out, bundle up. It is quite chilly out right now. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam, showcasing Spark Street, where all the festivity is happening with holiday lights glowing along the nation's capital. So it's -10, but with the wind chill feeling closer to about -17 right now. A closer look at what we can anticipate for tomorrow. The winds are going to calm down and temperatures are going to get a little bit warmer, but it's going to be mainly cloudy skies for most of our Friday. Saturday, we could see the return of some flurries moving through as well. A closer look at temperatures, about -13 for our overnight lows. Wind chill when we start things off for tomorrow, feeling more like -20. And then we're getting to a daytime high about -5. But again, mainly cloudy skies will take up most of our Friday. And to kick off the weekend, partly cloudy skies for our friends in the valley, -11 for the overnight conditions, -5 the daytime high. And as we look towards the Seaway, -1 tomorrow. So warmer, closer to the freezing mark with a mix of sun and cloud is in store. As we look towards the next several days, we didn't mention that Saturday there is going to be the chance of flurries. We're going to warm up to about -3, but then the overnight lows are going to start to get chillier, -13 Sunday. I'm liking that we're going to see a lot more sunshine. I'm not loving the temperature so much, where the daytime high is going to be -12. Yeah, you heard me, -12. Monday, we're going to still maintain those conditions as we start the rest of the, or the early start of the week, where sunshine will be dominating for Monday and Tuesday. So, Stefan, enjoy this weekend. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of those flurries, but by Sunday, things are going to look pretty chilly here in the capital.
Happy to hear it. Thank you, Jackie. Here's a look at the stories you're checking out right now on CTV News Ottawa.ca. If you go to our homepage at the moment, we've recently updated one of our top articles. The headline reads that RCMP have arrested 4 in Ottawa after investigation into shipping drugs via Canada Post. Apparently, this was a 10-month-long investigation. Part of the investigation brought them to a home in Finley Creek. That's where they seized a multitude of drugs, including cocaine, and they were using Canada Post to ship internationally as part of an international drug trafficking ring. They're going to places like New Zealand, Australia, the U.S., Germany, Sweden, France, Spain, Switzerland, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and beyond. All of the details on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Ottawa's vacancy rate increases this year as more units come online. Details just ahead.
The magic of the holidays is here, and this year the need is greater than ever.
Let's ensure every child in our community feels the joy with CTV and Move 100's Toy Mountain.
Together with the Salvation Army, we can help spread cheer and make a child's wish come true.
Drop off any new unwrapped toy to the designated drop-off locations or make a monetary donation online.
For all the details, visit toymountain.ca, presented by Donnelly Automotive Group.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's -10 right now, and the wind chill has been a factor throughout the day. Time now for a look ahead to CTV News at 6. Here's Patricia Bull.
Thanks, Steph. Here's what we're working on for 6 o'clock. Via Rail is apologizing to more than 100 passengers for a long trip to Ottawa.
It is an unacceptable event.
Passengers spent the night in the Brockville area after a serious mechanical issue with a train. Via is promising a full investigation.
Like today it was 13 minutes. I don't know why, but something must have been wrong.
Ottawa transit riders will be paying more to use OC Transpo next year, but the O train will be running more frequently. Natalie Van Roy will have a look at the changes coming to OC Transpo in 2026.
We used to wait an hour or two. Now it's, under half an hour and usually under 15 minutes.
Ottawa residents who rely on wheelchair-accessible taxis are seeing faster and more reliable service. We'll have details on a pilot project that has cut wait times in half. All of that and more is coming up tonight on CTV News at 6. That's right after the early edition of CTV National News with Sandy Ronaldo at 5:30. Steph.
Thank you, Patricia. Now the final 5 other stories we're following today. The federal government announcing $6 million in funding for Hydro Ottawa to use artificial intelligence.
This project uses artificial intelligence to understand and predict electricity demand at the neighborhood level.
Energy Minister Tim Hodgson says AI will help the utility predict when electricity demand might spike. That will allow Hydro Ottawa to balance supply and demand on the grid. Ottawa's vacancy rate has increased this year, but there are still few units available in the low rent price range. The Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation says Ottawa's vacancy rate jumped to 3% this year. It's due to an increase in new units available and a slowdown for demand. The vacancy rate for low rent units is under 1%.
This is absolutely a destination for winter activities. We have one of the best ski networks in all of North America.
All this snow is welcome news for cross-country skiers. The National Capital Commission says 50% of the ski trail network in Gatineau Park is already groomed.
Sanderson has a look and fires. Tip puck marks from save Lucid for the score.
The Ottawa Senators hope to do more scoring tonight as they kick off a 3-game road trip. The Sens are in Columbus to face the Blue Jackets in a 7 p.m. game. And the Ottawa Humane Society is opening a community veterinary clinic in Vanier. It will be located in a former post office on De Rocher Street starting in the year 2027. That is CTV News at 5. I'm Stefan Keys. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. The early edition of National starts now.